I was in the military. I did military intelligence. And then I went to college, and then I worked for a Fortune 500 company. And one day I was just like, I'm not meant to work corporate America. This is not for me. And I quit. And then I said, I'm going to hair school. Like, I always loved hair. Something about hair, it just expressed another side of you. And that's what I loved about hair. So when I came to Empire, I knew I walked into a situation where they were saying, okay, scrap everything that you know. Now you're gonna learn texture, type, what's the level you're coloring to. It changes the spectrum of what you think you know versus what is real. Like, theory is big in Empire. Empire has the best curriculum out there compared to everyone else. And I know there's people that's like, oh, this school does this school does that. No. You have to really be up on your game, and the only way you can be a licensed, successful licensed hairdresser is to actually know what you're talking about versus just following techniques. I don't think I really understood what freelancing was, and when I really started freelancing and working with people like Rita Ora and Florence and the Machine, and working at BET, NBC, ABC, working with clothing lines and working with all these new brands, it really opened up for me just understanding what freelance exactly means. Well, I had a website, and they were doing a new makeover show, and they wanted big characters, big personalities, and they wanted people that actually were technically licensed. Like, they wanted a real hairdresser, they wanted a licensed hairdresser, and they reached out to me, and like always, everything's organic. I was working at BET at the time, and they called me, asked me to fly in the following week to LA. They narrowed it down, and once they narrowed it down, they called me back and was like, okay, you got it. And it was a great experience, and even then, I always say that when I did that, it was a whole nother experience, a whole nother thing. It's one thing to pick up something quickly, and one thing to say, I'm gonna own it now. I'm gonna stop just winging off the fact that I have natural capabilities of being talented. Now I have to own my talent. And that's what Empire was, when I walked into those doors, it was the moment I said, now I'm gonna own my talent. That's what Empire means to me.